Fuck aye. So yeah, it's official now. Welcome, Ciaran.
Oh, that's it. That's it. Oh, fucking happy days. Fucking shit away. No, happy days, man. Good to see you.
I know
It's
it's a bit of
been
a
weird.
change. What was the last time I saw you? Was it just after the hockey, wasn't it?
I don't know. Was it? I think the hockey was the last time I seen you.
Uh, an official one anyway. Same thing with Declan, Mr. Play-by-Play boy.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, that's it. Oh no, it's not easy. These trying times. Like, haven't seen anybody stuck in the house.
I know. It's just like, so what have you basically been doing to try and keep yourself amused? Because
Oh, just Netflix and Disney Plus and everything. I'm just looking at old pictures I took on the camera, see if I can find anything to edit.
Jesus, man, fuck.
So,
Well, I went around the house on day one with like a pen and paper and just started writing down stuff I could fix in the house. And I think by day three, all that shit was done. So like I'm telling you, I think I sent you photos of like all the cables and everything I just organized and put into different wee zip bags, the whole lot. And then like that was day two. Like by day three, I was just like hoovering and stuff, and then after I was just like I'm done.
oh no, no, fuck, I'm the same. Like, oh fucking clean this, clean that, and then you're like nothing, nothing to do. Like, thankfully, it's still working. Like, I don't know what I would do if I was in the house every day. Like,
Oh fuck! Well, that's the skill I'm on at the minute. So what do you guys like? Obviously, you can't go into too much about work itself. Like, but I mean, what do you guys? Is it just basically same kind of shifts as usual, or
well, yes, same shifts as usual. Just a lot of new precautions, social distancing, and washing your hands, and just keeping your distance, and only two to a table in the canteen, that sort of thing. Like,
yeah? Is it that severe? Like, I mean, how like have they marked out the areas and all that kind of stuff,
oh
or
yeah, yeah, everything's marked out when you're going in one-way systems, and trying to avoid as many people as possible, and people coming in later instead of everybody starting at the same time and all.
yeah, I was wondering that like just break up the road a wee bit. With our place, it's half the workforce, including me, is at home, whereas well, everyone's working from home, but I'm literally just biding my time until the green light comes again. You know what I mean? Like so.
Yeah. No, no. So you see, yeah, it's real strange. Like, even like you go down to town and you're having to wait before you can get in the shops, and people wearing masks and gloves, and
Yeah. I,
strange. Like,
as strange as it is, to be honest, like I'm sitting there going, like, for someone like me who doesn't really like to be around too many people for too long, like I'm sitting there going, like I kind of relish some of the stuff at the minute. I'm just going everywhere I go, there's no one there. It's brilliant.
yeah, yeah.
I do
I could,
enjoy it.
no, I'd be the same myself. Like, it's nice. It's nice. It's just you don't have this mall rats down. Like, there's people just going out for something to do. Like,
Do you know what the odd thing was earlier on when I went to get the groceries? It was the first time in ages I didn't bring any headphones to kind of ignore anyone because there's no one really there. It's just like this is just weird. It's just there's still half the shop with fuck all on the shelves, like, but I mean, still, it's
oh,
just nice to go around, like.
I know, no, but it is like something like I wouldn't be going and buy a lot of stuff. But like, all right, I'll have to go in here and get two things, and then you're like in the
Uh,
queue for half an hour or something, like. But
I don't know. It's
it
the
is what it
mass
is.
the
Like,
mass hysteria of the running out and stocking up like mad is kind of over, which is kind of good. I think everyone's kind of like a bit complacent now with it.
no, I've just been doing the usual shop, every 3 or 4 days, go down and get something.
I've put it down to near once a week now at this point because it's harder when there's like three people using the one fridge. You kind of just like
Oh yes,
push everything in at once, like so. And I like to buy a lot of fresh stuff, so it's kind of like because where I was working just down the hill, it was so much easier just to go after work and pick up a few things and go take it home. And whereas now it's like right, I have to try and make all this fresh stuff last a week, which isn't really happening. Like so, it's
yeah.
fuck that. It's different kind of meals and different kind of things we have to prepare for now. But the one big benefit of all this at the minute is I've spent more time doing things at night, which has been really great, especially with doing the astronomy things again because of work. I mean, like if I'm working 7 o'clock in the morning, I'm not going to get much chance to be up at night to do any of this. So I'm taking full advantage as much as I can at the minute. So
That's it. That's it. I've been sitting and just like watching a couple of documentaries and then thinking about stuff, and then just I could do this, I could do that. Just writing loads of stuff down and just some ideas for when this is over, like, and we get some
sure.
back to some normality.
So you seem to have a better approach. You and a few other guys have been talking as well here. Shout out to Sebastian, who's going to be working with ourselves as well here down the line with a few things. Over in Jolly Bearded Productions, does great photo stuff with like toys and different angles and stuff. It's pretty cool. Like, but you guys seem to have more of an outlet of like, okay, you're planning for things to do after all this, whereas I'm sitting there and just planning shit to do day by day. Like you guys are actually thinking of projects like, okay, when this is all over, we'll go out to these hills, we'll do these things. Where I'm just thinking,
that's it. I've been in the house to use the camera and like, what can you do here? You know, take pictures of something. But
oh man, I was sitting in the kitchen the other night, bored, testing the camera again, shooting light bulbs to get different focus lengths and everything. This, you know, you just get that moment. You're like, I need to do something with this camera. I paid all this money for it, and like you were getting the filters and everything just before all this kind of shit went down, and then all of a sudden, no more Ciaran.
Yeah, I got an ND filter. I haven't used it yet. You know, so.
I got some adapters for the telescope, which I plan to use in the next while, but for simple things to get there, you would need something like the moon, and the moon's not really going to be out again for another 2 weeks, so I'm kind of stuck just waiting for shit to do at the minute. Like it's
so you'll be able to connect your camera to the telescope then?
Yeah, what I'm trying to do, I've got only by accident. I can actually do a video. I might as well do it for the lads as well, like of like equipment to use for actually taking photos. So what I had was I started off with this shitty adapter that you basically screw onto the telescope and you put your phone onto it to take photos through it.
Oh, right.
Absolute bullshit. So I got rid of that. Then I bought this other it looks like a wee digital camera that you slot into the telescope eyepiece. And I was like, right, okay, well, that's not really working either. So I got rid of that. And now the new thing is this adapter where I can put the whole camera on to take better photos. So in the space of a couple of weeks through trial there, I've gone from one bit of equipment to the other. So I might just do a wee review video for those just to try and tell people that they all are cheap, but it's just like, what's the best option? So yeah, I want to get the camera on it because I want to get proper raw photos and I can tweak a few wee things because especially for shots of the moon, unless you're using things, the ND filters, even over the camera, you're not going to get enough detail. And I want to get back to doing color filters on it because I want to do some more black and white, like black and white shots of the moon with some like red filters or even green filters over it look great. So that's the plan. But again, because of Ireland, like it might be the full moon out there, but we're not going to fucking see it half the time. It's ridiculous. Like
that's it. The struggle's real. Like
man,
and rain and fucking everything. It's a nightmare sometimes. Like
it's a ball buster. The other day when I finally got that photo of the alignment, that was 3 days that alignment was over. So the first night I went up the hill, 5 minute down there before anyone bust my balls about fucking not walking away from your house for too long and all that shit. It's 5 minutes up the hill, the graveyard up there. So I went up there at about half 4 or 5 minutes.
On your own anyway.
Oh yeah. Well, who the fuck else am I going to meet at 4:30 in the morning at the graveyard? Like, there's no one else going to be there. Hopefully. But so I took all this stuff up there to take a few photos. First night didn't really come out too well, and you can only see 2 of the planets. You're supposed to see Mars, Saturn, and Jupiter. So you can only see Jupiter and Saturn that first night. Second night, it went down, and it got way too bright in the morning, and I ended up getting really a decent enough shot with the mountains and everything in the background for it. And then the third morning, when it finally goes right, the last chance to get these photos, because this alignment isn't going to happen for another 20 years again. Like, so when I finally went down the third morning, it's just fog all along the bottom of the sky. You couldn't see a thing. So it's just, man, for something that is over 3 days, you've got plenty of chances to see it. I only got to see it probably for about 10 minutes.
What time was this? You were going
I went out roughly about 4:30 the first morning. Second morning was 5 in the morning, and the third morning was about 5:15ish, something like there. So I was up all night anyway, so it didn't make any difference to me. So it's not like I went to bed and got up at 4 to go out the door at 5. Yeah. I was already up all night. So yeah, exactly. So that kind of did me the handy, like, because fuck man, YouTube's been great the last while because it's been streaming like the Metallica gigs on Monday nights, and the hockey's been putting out all these really old games, and I've just been sitting there going, right.
Oh yeah, I've seen that. I'd have to check it out myself.
It's just perfect binge watching. But then again, like, I mean, yeah, I mean, it's kind of being antisocial, not being up during the day. But I mean, like, what the fuck? There's nothing to do during the day.
That's true.
And the heat gives me headaches. Hence me always wearing a hat the last few while, because once it gets too bright and everything, I get really bad fucking migraine. So I'm just like, nope. I wake up the other day here and it's roasting, and you can't go outside, and it's just like.
No, that's I'm trying to do a couple of workouts during the day and all, and do something like and then before I go to work or after work, and
So you're still balancing out the work at the minute, like that's the hardest bit, like.
Yeah, but that's it. We're off there like all weekend, and then you can't go anywhere, do anything, and all. You're just bored. And there's only so much TV you can watch, really. Like,
I've had to balance it out again because I can't do, like, I love watching TV, and to be honest, like the first week or so, I caught up on so many different shows like Tiger King and all that shit, and we'll get to that. I've seen it, like, but I sat there watching random films I haven't seen and put off, and then I get to the point where I'm just like, right, well, I'm neglecting my books again. So go back to books for a while, and I'm sitting going like, but then I've got Audible here. I still need to finish these audiobooks as well. So just like, I need to take it. And then fucking the lads got me stuck on Red Dead the last few while as well. So I'm sitting there going like, right, I can't focus. There's too much shit to do.
Oh no, I know what you mean. Like I was like, oh yeah, brilliant, like plenty of time, watch all the things on my list on Netflix, and then we're like, then they add like a load of films that you've already seen, and then you end up watching them, like like American Beauty was on it.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh, watch this here, and then you're like, oh fuck, Kevin Spacey, like, that's a bit dodgy, like.
Yeah, exactly. These days, see, they catch me out sometimes because they'll change the thumbnails, and I'm like, oh, I haven't seen this one, and then 10 minutes I'm like, yeah, I have.
Yeah.
But I'm not a quitter, Ciaran, so I'll just sit through the whole film again. Just like,
that's it. Convince yourself that you haven't watched it.
I know. It's the same thing with someone like the Dave Chappelle stand-ups and stuff. Every so often they change those, and I'm like, another one?
Yeah.
No. But then I'm just like, again, I'm not going to stop halfway through. I'm just like, it doesn't matter. Keep it
so good. Like I think I've watched them all about 5 or 6 times. Like sometimes I just put them on when I'm like,
it's background stuff. Yeah.
Bed, like I just go into bed to sleep, and it's like, oh, just put this on and sit there laughing. Like
you just making your lunch for work the next morning, it's just like fucking stick something on the background, like.
Oh, that's it too. Like, watched a couple of documentaries there. Well, watched 2 documentaries in a row about fucking mountain climbing.
Yeah, you explained, you were going through that there last night, and I suggested that other Rogan one in case you hadn't seen it. It's similar enough, but what were they?
That free solo. This guy climbs a 3,000 foot like cliff. No ropes, no anything, just no safety gear. Like just unbelievable. Like this, the views and all the cameras, the angles and everything showing you, it's unbelievable. Like so scary, like. Anxiety through the roof just watching it, man. But like,
have you ever seen the Man on a Wire documentary? That'll give you anxiety.
That's supposed to be walking over across buildings or something. Yes, yeah.
That was insane. The documentary's really good. The film about it is absolute crap. There's way too much CGI and all that, but the documentary's really good. It's got a lot of his personal footage from up on top of the buildings on. It's just like no.
Is that the film with Jason Gordon-Levitt?
Yeah, it was just so weird because the CG'd his head onto someone on top of the tightrope, and it's just like it's too distracting to watch. And him trying to do this French accent the whole way through, it's like no.
No, that's I don't know. He doesn't usually mess with films. Like it was a bit dodgy, that one. Like,
have you ever seen him in that film Hesher?
No, I haven't seen that.
It's basically, he looks like Cliff Burton. He's got the Misfits tattooed, long hair, everything, and he moves in with this kid who's basically having a shit time. And this guy is not exactly the best role model. But basically, just Cliff getting stoned and everything, sitting in the house. Like, it's really weird to hear. And there's a load of Metallica tunes in it and everything as well. So I'm sitting there going, like, is it supposed to be? Or like, it's just like, I don't know. It's just an interest.
Have they implied them?
Someone must have fucking greenlit that one. It's like even the front cover has like the Metallica font for it and all. It's just like, come on.
Oh fuck! Just enough legally, like.
Yeah, just to get by.
Just without saying it's him, like without getting sued, like.
So solo was it Solo or something? What's it called? The first one you're watching there.
Oh, Free Solo.
Free Solo. Okay, I'm gonna have to. Is it on Netflix? Is it?
It's on Disney Plus.
Right. Okay. Well, we have it downstairs, so we'll have to check it out.
And then there's another one called The Dawn Wall.
The Dawn Wall.
Yeah,
as in DAWN.
Yeah, and it's on Netflix. And it's about these two guys that climb up this wall. Well, they've made their own route up this. It's the exact same mountain actually
Oh, very cool.
in Yosemite Park in America. Like, and
In my head, it's just like did the film in both films at the same time, just the other side of the mountain each. You're like,
they were just like so many years apart because it's just massive monolith, like this gigantic cliff face, and there's so many routes up it. And then this guy spent nearly 10 years figuring out this brand new
the
route.
perfect route for it.
Yeah, and then these two guys claimed it. It's fucking.
I'll definitely be checking it out because it's some of that stuff. I think it's always interesting to watch a documentary of something that you know you cannot do in real life. You know what I mean? Like it's one thing, like say like me watching someone a documentary about guitars, you can kind of go like maybe I can play that wee thing, or I know that wee thing about guitars. And if you watch something about something that you're completely out of your element, like, and they excel at it, it's always kind of cool. You're just like, yeah, I can't fucking do that. Not a chance. That dude is.
You can hardly climb out of bed some days. Fuck's sake.
I'm not. Geez, we're not that bad. Like I mean, like we haven't hit 40 or anything yet. Like, we've got a few years before we worry. Like,
Fuck.
I don't know. It's. Do you ever see? I find myself some nights as well. See, for like watching random clips. There's these videos that came up the last few while of some like. It must have been like in the 60s or 70s. This video from me. It's this guy, Fred something, who goes up on these ladders up chimney stacks. These randomly came up on YouTube, and I sat there and watched these videos for ages. Like old UTV clips of this guy showing you how they put ladders up the sides of chimney stacks, and then from there you go from all those videos of the guys who go up the like radio antennas, that just change a light bulb and shit.
Oh yeah.
And the dudes with GoPros. I sat there and watched the full 40 minutes on the climb of just one by one, and just getting freaked out the whole way up this video, like. Because I feel bad, as scary as it is going up, surely coming back down one of those, it must be the most dangerous part. Like,
yeah, it could be all right. Like, you know, you're like, oh, that's the hard bit over, and you know, you get that false sense of security. Like,
well, like any time when we were younger, climbing up trees, yeah, that was grand enough getting up, and then you realize, shit, I have to get all the way back down this again. Like, it was dodgy enough getting up.
oh yeah, no, definitely, man.
And that's when you learn how to hang drop and not break your fucking knees, your ankles.
Just drop and roll.
Solves anything, or just get Emmett or your brothers or something on you and just catch. Trust fall.
I was like, yeah, you could definitely catch me and you won't get hurt.
And I know Emmett weighing like fucking about like 60 pounds at that point, just like this.
Oh fuck! Back in the day, but.
Oh Jesus! Should fucking the last time we did one of these, we went through a whole like chronicle of like Yuri in the past, like.
No.
You're stuck in the middle of it all at the minute. Like, what's it like? Is it deathly quiet in Barcraft at the minute? Like,
it's strange. Like you don't really see anybody about, or usually maybe there'll be a football game on or something, and there's just nothing. Just
or marches or random stuff, or
you don't see anybody out at night, or even I took my one's dog for a walk there the other day, and there's like nobody around anywhere.
Yeah, it's every couple of days around here. It seems to get busy, and then it'll be quiet for a few days, and then pick up again. Like, but because we're right beside the road, so it still sounds busy. But you look inside, you don't see enough people coming up and down, and you usually see people even with horses going up to the Mully and everything. You don't even hear that kind of shit going on. So it's a nice change. Like, but I mean, it's still odd when you're sitting here during the day. Like,
well, that's it. Like all the schools are off and all. You'd think you'd see like all the children out and all, and nothing. Like,
I don't know. It's
ghost time. Like,
again, it's more benefits for people like me. I'm grand enough for that. Like, just
no, so am I. Like, you know, I think it's just the hassle of having to wait to go places. You know, there's people in your way, and you're like, what are you doing here?
I know if I could cherry pick certain things, like if you could still have the restraint for going in and out of shops and everything from now on, I'm happy with that. But let us go back out in the random shit, like again, like.
Oh yeah. I've seen people in like going out for walks and all, and it's like, well, I can hardly go up Kilbrony like with the camera. And you're like, well, I'm on my own, but then you had to drive to get there.
Yeah.
You know.
I know. I think even at the start of all of this, I think because there was no real definitive, like, okay, don't do this, do that, and you're sitting there going like, you're not exactly twisting rules. You're kind of just like, well, it says you can travel. I think it was just travel for that. Then you were able to travel for exercise, but still adhere to like staying away. It's just like, I don't know. It's but at this point, like, why would you want to really go out? If you're going out for the day, like to travel, to go out and go somewhere, you're still on a timer, so you're not really enjoying it. So the other day, what's the point getting in the car, going to a driver, and knowing you're only going to be there for an hour and back in the car and home again?
Well, that's it. But then if everybody has the same idea, like,
Oh yeah,
well,
yeah.
there's going to be nobody there. Good idea, but cars.
I even hate it. Even some evenings when you're taking Ava around for a walk, you're kind of waiting. You kind of poke around the corner of the park to see who's there, and if you see someone in there, you're kind of waiting a wee minute for them to go round, and then there's almost like an unspoken honor system. It's kind of like everyone's kind of like, you wait a second, and then
I know, it's just like a wee bit polite.
I know, but have you been out at 8 o'clock and all doing your full clapping?
No.
Same. Not that I don't care. It's just the fact is I'm sorry. Like, I don't even like people singing happy birthday or anything of me. I don't want to be clapping. I don't want any of that crack. I'm just like, no, that's too much. Stand on my doorstep and just like, I can't.
I don't know. It's not going to do anything.
No, true enough. I mean, keeping everyone in your mind and actually doing some actions. If it's all down to you doing certain actions to actually help those people that you're supposed to be clapping for. So staying away from everyone else and adhering to all these things. I'm doing enough. I don't have to stand at 8 o'clock where everyone else is. Surely that breaks the point as well of mass gatherings. I know we're at the doorsteps, but they're still all out at once. So I'm just like, no, I'm grand.
Yeah. No, it's the same. All these people fundraising for anything. They shouldn't have to.
No, true.
But that's not going to change.
It's just odd. It's just like we even talking with the guys about just the way we do our own podcast and stuff as well. It's always been a benefit of us because we're always nearby and we can get a group together and all. Like, so we're taking advantage of things like Skype here to be able to keep in contact and keep our content going. But it's trying to figure out how long this will be going on for before things to normal. You know what I mean? That kind of thing.
Oh yeah.
So I don't know, and you wonder how paranoid people are going to be, even when you're told it's all right, Grant. It's all right, Grant. Go back out you go. Like, how there's going to be a lot of people that are still going to be paranoid as fuck about this.
Back out, everything back to normal. It's like you stay here 6 feet away from me.
I know, but that guaranteed. Like, I mean, it's just so strange. Like, I mean,
But that's it. You get into a habit, and now you're in this habit now, and then trying to go back to normal, you'll still be like, whoa. No, we don't have to do that anymore, oh yeah.
See, if this blows over, say, by like Halloween time and everything, I mean, genuinely, how interesting will Christmas be this year, though?
Oh fuck! The first weekend this is over, the town's gonna be mental. Like,
man, I think I need it. See, whenever they say everything's back like grand, yeah, I think I need another week or two off to avoid everyone because they're going to be going out to do shit. I'm like, oh no, I need to be weaned back into that shit.
oh, this is definitely too many people out now. Like,
oh man, everywhere is going to be packed. It's just like, I love seeing how fragile, especially people here in the area are. That like people like fucking Dulce and everything's closed and all these things. Like, there's people like outpouring crying over. It's just like, God.
I have an absolute meltdown on Facebook because we can't get an overpriced pizza.
Yeah, I know. Like, look at first world problems, like, isn't it?
Oh, definitely.
The only thing I miss out of this is like things like the hockey and going to gigs. Like, that's the only thing I really miss at the minute.
I know there was a couple of films I was looking forward to going to see, and then we got Quiet Place 2.
Yeah.
Like, wanted to see it, and then it's like, can't go see nothing now. And then films have been put back as well.
Oh yeah, wasn't it Bond film put back as well?
Yeah, Top Gun 2 is not out till Christmas now.
I didn't even think that thing was real. I thought that was a fake trailer for a while. I was just like, are they actually making Top Gun 2?
Oh, I can't wait. It's going to be amazing.
So you're the kind of dude would love like Cocktail 2 and shit, like.
Oh yeah. Anything
Ghost
80s.
2.
Yeah, Patrick Swayze's in that too.
Well, think of it that way. I mean, some of those, I'm surprised things like Ghost and everything hasn't been remade yet. Like, if they're remaking so many other 80s things, why haven't things like that been done?
Gonna remake with The Rock and Kevin Hart.
Of Ghost?
Yeah, they're in everything. Like,
The Rock is Sam Wheat. Man, I would watch the fuck out of that film just to think about it. Like, oh no, but it's just I don't know. It's just it's some of the well, probably to be fair, most of the fucking remakes and everything in it is mainly the Disney stuff at the minute. It's and to be fair, they're remaking their own shit, so it's just like.
Yeah, that's true. Like I did watch that the new Lion King. It's fucking brilliant.
Did you watch it?
Yeah, yeah.
See,
I was surprised how good it was. Like,
I just have this whole feeling where I'm just like, am I going to be rewarded by sitting there the whole way through it and pointing out all the things that are the same, or am I going to be disappointed by sitting there and listening to all the things that are different? It just seems to be one of those kind of films, right? The way I watch films, I don't know if I'm actually going to be being able to unplug and just enjoy it because it's not the first time I've seen this story.
yeah, I know.
So
I know what you mean. Like, I watched it and it was exactly the same, but there's like animals doing the stuff like, and they're like CGI or something like, and it's like fuck, this
it's
is brilliant.
convincing enough.
Oh yeah, yeah, it's great.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just like no harm. I don't mind the Lion King. Before anyone gives me any shit, I don't mind the Lion King. But it's sitting there going like, it's still for me. It's like I still remember. Like I mean, going to see it. So it's just sitting there going like, I mean, it's not too long ago. So why do we need another Lion King?
90s or something.
What was that? 95, 6 or something like that. When was that? I can't remember. Again, when I say I remember going to see it, I don't remember. I didn't go to buy the ticket myself and go in. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
Obviously, our fella took me. You know what I mean? Like just like
oh,
I
I
wasn't
know, I
earning a
know.
wage at like fucking 6. You know what I mean?
Like,
Like,
I fucking watched the film last week. Can't remember what it's called.
oh no. I remember being there. You know what I mean? That's basically what it. I'm not gonna bullshit you. Say I vividly remember from start to finish the whole thing. The only film I actually from being that early, the only film I remember vividly seeing when I was younger was Jurassic Park because it scared the shit out of me because it was so loud. That's the only one I would definitely because that was over at the
That was Savoy.
Savoy. Savoy was some crack though. It actually felt like a cinema. That's the thing about it.
What was it? Beanies now.
It's bleeding. But that's just the difference. Like when you go in the Omniplex, it just doesn't feel like a cinema.
No, I don't know.
It's just the old. I think it's just like it was the older seats and everything, and then it's the dude coming up and down the usher with the torch. If anyone was giggling and laughing, he would just shine it in your face and just like out. No more bullshitting. So you're deprived now of your cinema buzz. That's what's wrecking your head.
I will sit on like getting out with the camera like as well. I would usually just it would be like now like, oh, it's not raining, and jump in the car and drive out and then see if I can get a picture of something.
Yeah, true. I mean, like, how easy was it? Even up until this was starting, it was easy enough for ourselves, even included, just to go. Do you want to head out, bounce in? It was only like a day's notice. Head out. It was easy enough done. Whereas now you're just like, in a few months.
Oh, that's it. Like, it's probably gonna be a good day tomorrow. Be like, here, mom, fucking tomorrow here. Like, I'll meet you fucking such and such.
I don't know. Would have been the easier spot. Where like, to be fair, like I mean, even though we've got more of a garden than you'd have, like it's only so many times I can go outside in the back garden before I get bored.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
It's just odd. Like I mean, like that's what I'm saying. Like I mean, it doesn't seem to be as busy where you are now, just the way you're saying things. Like, but I mean, would you spend much time outside, or would you kind of just sit in most of the time now? Like,
Just sit in now, like, just watch TV or just watch YouTube. Just fucking some videos about taking pictures and try and find some. I was even looking at like projects to do at home.
yeah,
Something like
it's just trying to find like even like I mean even basic things like I mean working on composition or something as well. Like I mean, it's just wee things you can do from home. Like, but I mean, it's like I mean you've got a bit of the Adobe package as well. Like, so it's maybe just brushing up with some random things in it as well to kill
yeah.
some time.
Oh, that's it. I was getting at Photoshop and fucking head racking like.
Is there anything particular just like not working for you on it or?
I don't really know how to use it. I'm just sort of learning how to use it, and I'm like, take this and cut this out of a picture and put another picture, or don't know, just messing around with it really. Like,
Yeah, it's just it's one of those. It's a tedious thing to get started with, but I mean, it's always very handy to know how to use fucking Photoshop because it comes up so often for your photos. Even for the simple thing of putting some of your photos up on Instagram. I use Photoshop a lot for resizing everything before it goes up. That way, it's not cut out and everything by Instagram itself, and the quality isn't dropped. Like,
oh, right.
So it's just simple wee things they got there you can use it for. So there's plenty of homework for you to do on it. I myself have got the package, but I haven't. Well, I've stopped and started trying to learn how to use After Effects on it. It's just I thought I'd be smart because I thought I'd be fucking ahead of myself because I was sitting there going like, oh, I know how to use this package and Premiere and everything else. So I didn't think I'd need the full ground because I haven't used it since fucking tech since I've used After Effects. Like so, I brought in all the preloaded templates that other people made. So I thought, right, I'll just take their templates and I'll tweak it into my own thing. No, I had the fucking clue what I was doing. I was changing things around, and things started moving off from the screen and disappearing. It's like this is not working. Just causing more interruptions for myself. So I need to take the discipline to sit back and learn it from scratch because I want to try and whenever I get into more of these like short productions and things that we've been talking about as well, I want to have less people to try and get on board if I could do some of these things myself, like do better graphic work and everything on the videos as well. So I don't know, because I don't really like paying too many people when it comes in these productions because if the production goes on longer than normal, then I'm paying way more to month.
I like doing the color grade and stuff.
Color grade is not as bad. I usually do that with a package that already it's like a plug-in for Premiere. So I do all that After Effects, more for like just not even simple things like title sequences and everything look far better in After Effects. But I never took the discipline of sitting down to do them because it's a lot of like adjusting the images one by one. It's just on top of regular editing, on top of editing the footage together, doing the color grading, doing all the sound mixing. Do I really want to be bothered doing all the other things as well after the fact as well? You know what I mean? It's just, and oh man, to see all those steps as well, all the rendering time in between all those is fucking, oh no, days worth. People wonder why you sit up at night all the time. I just sit and let that shit roll in the background.
Oh no. No, that's it. I think a few projects out there, and like, I want to go here, and this is what roads I have to take for these road trips of.
Just wait to see this like next video chat. There's just this big map in the background. You've put all these pins and shit on.
Oh, that's it. Then the Cliffs of Moher, and then the Sleeve League, and fucking loads of other places like.
Have you been up to places like Glenariff yet, out in Ballymena?
No.
There's a couple of forest parks nearby. It's all connected, like big forest park / like big collection of different waterfalls and everything in it as well. Like so, it's perfect for some of the wee photos you were trying up in Kilbrony with the water. So I go like just would have to pick out a few places to go to, and I know the lads as well are always up for a random road trip. Like so, there'll be plenty of us to go down for the day's crack.
To get down to Far Ted's house.
Jesus Christ, man. I told you before we were fucking minutes away from going, and I was like, no, with the changed plans, like so. Definitely, it's one of those. It's a pilgrimage at this point, like.
No, that's it. But just pick a date some weekend, and then that's it.
It has to be at least 2 days. We have to travel. We have to at least travel one afternoon, just camp up for the evening, and then that next morning go do all the Father Ted shit. You know what I mean?
Oh, why?
Well, I'm not driving from Newry to County Clare, a 4.5 hour drive first thing in the morning. Not a chance. I mean, if he's all bust my balls to do it, I'll do it. But I'm sitting there going like, I really don't want to. And then 4.5 hours back down the road again that evening.
No, you couldn't do it on the same day. We put on horrific.
We were going to, and then that's why we changed it last night. I was like, fuck this, lads, we're not doing it.
No, it's a lot like for one day. Like I remember me and our fellow we went to like Janus Causeway, Dunluce Castle, and Carrickry Rope Ridge, all in one day, and it was a lot. Like
every fucking postcard photo of Ireland, you've went to all those places now, like
yeah,
the Blarney Stone and everything, just like fucking.
Well, that's it. Like now, like you have to now you appreciate like going outside, and even you don't even have to travel that far. Like on your doorstep, are the Mourne Mountains, like.
True.
So I want to get up Sleep Donard again and Comada and even the Binion and
Why?
down to what was that?
Even Foy as well.
Oh yeah, Sleafy, yeah. Just even these local places and
Imagine even Hen Hill up in Hilltown, just like something like anything. You would take anything in it just to get out and about, like so. Fuck's sakes.
just a wee mound, but just to climb to the top of it.
I that's what I'm saying. Like even just me going up that hill up the top of the graveyard, I felt sometimes like great. I'm out of the door for like 5 minutes. Like
There's some builders stand out there. I'm going to climb to the top of it. It's just something to do.
I know, but it's just like I think I think some people just weren't prepared for the whole aspect of like not like being told not to go out whatsoever.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I think some people thought like maybe oh this would be grand, a few films and here and there and whatnot, and then it's just like it's getting to the point now where like even I'm running out of ideas to do, but I'm still fuck I'll still find shit to do like so.
Oh
I think
yeah. I started rewatching a TV show that I've watched fucking 5 times, like Friday Night Lights.
oh yeah, here it's pretty good like.
Oh, it's brilliant. Like I must have watched the whole thing 5 times at least.
I've
Just
watched
was
that. What do you call it? The Toys That Made Us. I've watched it on loop the last few while because they're short episodes. Just like I'll just watch How to Make the Turtles toys again for like the 10th time. I'll never get bored of that. I'm actually trying to think like, have you seen most of those shows yet? Or
yeah, I've seen a good few of them. All right, yeah.
yeah, I'm just trying to think like they've pretty much covered most toys we would have grown up with, even as well. Like sometimes I'm going like, there's not much else to need to say unless I do like a fucking Action Man episode or Ghostbusters toys or something. I don't know. Like I mean, they cover pretty much everything at this point. Like.
Yeah. No, that's it. Like, what about the wrestling, man?
Oh,
What about WrestleMania? What was it like?
it was just odd. I mean, I was hoping it was. I was hoping it wasn't going to go ahead because in my head I couldn't think aesthetically what it would look like in such a small building without the fans and everything. But then again, the last while, anytime me and the lads have watched any of it, we're not really listening to what's going on. We're kind of half watching it anyway because we're more having a crack in person. So it
Yeah.
was odd to watch the event without the lads here anyway. So we all did it by Skype. So we're too busy watching the screen. And I'm watching the screen here with all the Skype chats going on more than the fucking wrestling. So it was just odd. It's just it didn't. Thank God. All I can say is thank God they didn't put the whole event on one night because like 6 hours of just that I don't think would have worked. And I don't know. I kept thinking right maybe just Mania will do, and then after that it'll be over for a while. But man, did you
Yeah.
see the shit that came out last night about the Money in the Bank?
No, that's not there.
Oh my god! Yeah, the Money in the Bank pay per view is usually their ladder match, the multi-man ladder match, where the briefcase is above the ring. Once you get that, that's your title shot. Whenever you want for a year, you can just take it. So they've now done this. Now they're having the event on top of the fucking WWE building in Stamford, Connecticut. They're having the ladder and everything, all the ring, the whole lot on the roof.
Right?
And you have to start the match from the bottom floor, make your way up through all the floors to get onto the ladder to get the briefcase now. So it's just going to look like an episode of Gladiators. It's, but then again, I'm sitting there going, I'll fucking I'll give Vince something
Like, yeah.
different. It's
It's
fucking.
like one of them backstage hardcore title matches or something.
But this is what I think. If they treat it like that and it actually goes mental, I'm all for that. It's something
Yeah.
different because the last wee while, every pay per view, like the whole calendar, you know what's coming up. You know, October is going to have Hell in a Cell. So it's a copy and paste job from the last year. Survivor Series is coming up. Oh, it's going to be Raw versus SmackDown teams again. Copy and paste job from the year before. If they start doing these different things in the meantime, it's fucking fair play because they did that Boneyard match with Undertaker and AJ Styles. JP fucking hated it. I like the charm of it. But I would give that credit. It went on way too long. That charm didn't last for too long. So kind of just like right, they could have edited this even heavily, even more than they did, to kind of hide some stuff or shorten it down a bit. Because there's a lot of clips of Taker looking really old walking. So it's like cut those clips, cut it down. You know what I mean? Like you don't need to see Taker stumbling around like this here, because he's a big dude. So when he stumbles, he kind of does this like
Oh, yeah.
wobble.
No,
Like
I've seen a lot of segments that are in the ring talking, and there's no crowd or anything, so
No, do you know what? Do you know what is busting my balls about it? I started watching Raw and SmackDown again just to see what they were going to do with the empty space every week to try and fill up on it. Because the first night they did it, the Triple H run around doing commentating. At one point, he had the fucking camera up, he was messing about, and I thought, do this shit from now on. Just make fun of everything and go nuts. But then they started filling in the space where the night for Stone Cold coming back on March 16th. So we were like 316 night, brilliant. Stayed up to watch it, and to kill time on Raw, they stuck on the full 1 hour long Royal Rumble match that was on 3 weeks before it. So Stone Cold comes out. So we had to sit through a full hour of the Royal Rumble again.
You've already seen, yeah.
That we had already seen it about 2 weeks before that. Sit through it again. And then Austin comes out to an empty fucking arena. Well, empty, I keep saying arena. Empty build. It's like, we'll put it, the former center's definitely bigger in this room here anyway. Like, you mean, it's big enough, but it's not what you expect. And he's coming out and he's doing the whole up to the ropes to no one. It's just so fucking strange. It's heartbreaking. No, do you know what it's like? It's like watching Austin. Like, if he wasn't as successful, and this is him now in some like fucking community center wrestling event coming into no one, like no one to do the wrestling up in Warren Point, and there's like 3 people there. Yeah. It's like Austin coming out to that. It's just so fucking strange. I think they should just pull any guest appearances for the next few while. Just get people on doing interviews with fucking different wrestlers or something to kill the time, because watching the wrestling at the minute is very, very odd.
Yeah, that's it. You could, I don't know, I've seen they release a load of people can't pay their wages and all, and that XFL was fucking toilet again. And
yeah, that's the second time now. So I don't think we'll ever hear XFL mentioned ever again after this. I don't think he's going to try that again. And yeah, man, the list was staggering. But then again, to be brutally honest, I mean, not right. I'm not trying to be a dick. Obviously, people's jobs or whatnot are dealt with in this way. But then again, most of the people on the list of talent-wise were people that had apparently requested a release anyway.
Right. I hope you see them on AEW or something.
But then again, you're sitting there going like, if you're AEW, would you really want to be known as the place where you basically just throw like TNA was, where you just throw in all the people that got sacked out of WWE or used to be big in WWE? It's just, it doesn't work that way. It's just that's it. But then again, they do need to build up a big enough roster for AEW. So yeah, maybe take some in, but all you're going to be focused on is the fact is that you be staring at the screen. It's hard enough anyway without seeing, right? There's Dean Ambrose in it, there's Chris Jericho in it, there's Cody Rhodes in it, there's Goldust in it now. So you're sitting there going like, you've already got half the roster that everyone knows from one other company, and now you're going to have even more, and you're just like, nah, you don't need it. Like, New Japan or something else for them. But then again, like, I mean, they're going to have a no compete clause for about 30 days already, so they're not going to be able to do anything for the next month. So they're going to be sitting at home anyway. You can't go out and do any bookings. You can't do any shows at the minute either. So that's where I feel more bad. The fact is that it's not like they can just jump on to another company next week. It's the fact is that they are going to be sitting at home now, not being able to do much. So that's where I feel bad about it. You know what I mean? I'm not that heartless. But when you're talking about Primo and all those lads and No Way Jose and a couple of, like, I'm sorry, I just never warmed to them as characters.
You know, they could have got Lesnar. Nobody wants him. I'm sure he's not.
I know, but not to beat that old drum of excuses again, where it's like, oh yeah, he is one of the biggest draws and all that kind of stuff. I'm sitting there going like, no harm. Like, I mean, if he got rid of someone like Lesnar, he would never go into another company. To make his one of the biggest reasons he would be in WWE at the minute is for him being able to market himself. Like, anyone else he would go to at this point is a step down. So the only reason he's in professional wrestling at the middle is because he's in WWE. Like, there's no way he'd want to go to anywhere else.
No, it's like nowhere else to talk about.
No.
But it wouldn't be a step down if you went anywhere else.
I mean, who else could afford? Who else could afford? Well, if you're trying to get someone like Lesnar in, you're going to be wanting him in as much as possible. So you're not going to be able to afford him for that much.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you're going to get him, and you're going to get the same way he was in WWE. He'll only join in if he can get that less schedule so he can work out more and do his own things towards UFC and everything else. So yeah, I don't know. But to be fair, that's pure business. I mean, like that's one of the probably the best business deals they've ever,
Oh
as
yeah,
a talent, has ever had. To be able to say, "Fuck you, I'm going to work like 5 times a year if I want to." I mean,
well, that's it. Like at the end of the day, he's made his leg and his career over, or his neck or his back or anything. Like, that's it.
true.
You have to make your money, like the same as footballers and all. Like,
I think with him as well. What was it? The diverticulitis or something that he had with this thing with his liver or stomach or something that he had that basically derailed him. That's when he's been back in the wrestling since all that. But I mean, man, even a chalk outline of that man is scary enough. You know what I mean? It's just like that.
he's massive. Like,
Man, even the toys of him look threatening. You know what I mean? It's just like he just doesn't look right. Like you don't see that. That's what I love about him as well. You're not gonna, again, prove me wrong. You're not gonna see his head on a child's lunchbox. Like
oh Jesus, he's horrific. Looking
just
at
like a big portrait of his head. As soon as you open up, I mean, just like
that. Sword, sword with the lunchbox.
oh, you'd actually sent me a list there last night of a few different things, a few wee topics you had there. There was something there about music, wasn't it? Wait a second, I'm trying to get that loaded up.
No. What was it?
Let's see. Just want to take a wee run through some of the things that you have there.
There was terrible songs by great bands.
Terrible songs by great bands. Does that include terrible covers by great bands?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Well, straight away, Loverman by Metallica. I fucking hate that cover because I hate. Well, not saying I hate Nick Cave. Just like of all the tunes from the cover, what the fuck? That and what was the other one that did? 53rd and Third by the Ramones. That cover they did was shit. Um, what other shit covers have they done? Not that much to mind. Like, but suppose it, but like shit songs by good bands.
Yeah.
See, if you asked me a couple of years ago, I would have said things like "Hot Dog" by Led Zeppelin is shit. But then when you go back now and listen to them, sitting going, do you know what? It's just a nice wee breather tune on the album. It's not supposed to be taken seriously, like. But man, to be honest, I'm gonna piss you off, but the most of Guns N' Roses back catalogue. I'm sorry.
Oh, absolutely. I would say Guns N' Roses only have one album. Like, I
Of
would
all
hate
their
to
stuff, you cherry pick out.
Yeah, it wouldn't be too much though. Maybe three or four songs of any other album. Like,
Well, that's the way I would put it in my head, like because there's good, but like to be fair, even Iron Maiden, I fucking love Iron Maiden, but out of how many albums they've made, I would say there's about three solid ones. I mean, when I say solid, I mean start to finish, without me going like, I'll skip. So there's about
oh
three
yeah,
albums
like that,
like this.
that Dance of Death albums, but like, pretty bad. Like,
Yeah, there was for two Rainmaker and one or two other tunes off. I didn't mind, but I mean, yeah, man, there's a lot of bands to get there. I would have to cherry pick through. To be fair, like I mean, Motorhead's done about 20 albums. There's about 6 or 7 solid ones, and this again, when I mean solid, I mean start to finish, I can listen to.
oh,
And there's a
the
couple of
same with AC/DC as well. Like, they're very.
you can. Do you know what it is? I think DC is one of those ones where I would have agreed with, but now I can say is because it's still the same mood, the same tempo. Motorhead's the same as well. That all the songs are the same. So after a while, you're sitting there going like, it's not that they're bad. It's just the fact that it's so
The song
similar
before.
to something else. Yeah, I've heard this before. It's just another version of the same riff. So it's not
Yeah.
bad. It's just the fact is that just like I'm disappointed. That's more than it is. Fuck, who's good at those shit tunes? That's a good actually one.
Oh, it's no like people are like, oh, things are amazing. No, like, that's some pretty
Oh,
shit songs as well. Like,
Disturbed's version of fucking what do you call that?
oh, the Sound of Silence.
I hate that so much
Oh
because it's
no,
so
man.
pretentious to me. To me, it's because I ain't right. We know he can sing, so it's not going to be
Yeah,
one of those things where like, oh my god, can you believe he can actually sing like that? I know he can sing, so to
yeah.
me, it's no surprise. It's one of those. It's one of those cover songs where you're just like, oh god, someone's covering this one, right? Okay, okay. You know what I mean, it's no surprise. Like, I mean, it's not a fucking chirp. I don't know why so many people like it's not a chirpy tune, and he makes it even sound even fucking. Oh no! I mean, less than that makes you want to take a fucking toaster to the bath. You know what I mean?
No, fuck, I thought it was great, man, but
I know you're sitting there going like, no, Connor, it's fucking brilliant. What the fuck are you talking about?
it's like,
I'll just tell as it is. I'm just like, but then
no,
again, I should have said this first disclaimer. I don't like the original song either. Because of the song itself, I don't like the song. I just find it so like it'd be like someone covering a Radiohead tune. Why? Pick something chirpier to cover. Oh well, to be fair, Bill Bailey does a really good cover of "Creep" on one of his live DVDs with like his full Indian orchestra and everything. It's pretty cool. So
well,
there is some
check the YouTube later.
So what example do you have of these of shit songs?
Oh Jesus, put me on the spot now.
It's your fucking topic. You fucking typed it up. You would have had time to think of something here. To be here, laddered anything after like 1992 by Def Leppard, automatically in my head is shite, and anything from American Idiot onwards by Green Day is my head automatically shite.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But then again, fucking a lot of emo kids are going to cry about that shit. But it's just like, it's true.
Yeah. No, that's it. You see, a lot. I say a lot of people are like, "Oh, this band's brilliant," and they're like, "No, just them songs are good, or that one album, or."
Right, okay, I can get that. But then again, that's probably another fucking problem with radio as well, that you're going to hear a lot of these songs on loop. And most of these people are hearing these tunes. Oh, that seems to be the attitude more as well, that these tunes come and go every 2 or 3 weeks. Like, my God, like, one other benefit of not being at work right now is not hearing that fucking, what do you call it? Dance Monkey.
Oh, it's a
that song. It sounds like a wee Chinese woman singing, but it's not.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that I read about 10 times a day, and it's just like, oh my God. Oh, it's brought me back to my desk right now, just hearing that tune and just wishing I was out the window.
I know what you mean. Like, we're on Q radio all day, every day, and it's odd sometimes. Like,
Do you bring many tunes to listen at night for work, or?
I think Q radio is not bad at night. I will say that there'll be like 80s music on most of the time, but there's no DJ or anything.
Oh, right, just drag.
On a loop, like.
See, I'd usually bring in some random tunes for night shift. Like, I'd bring in like even as Gary Newman or Eurythmics or Rush or fucking just so again. It's because I'm not sitting there listening to music. The music's on while I'm getting emails done or calls done and stuff. So I can't really have like. I'm not going to stick on stuff I haven't heard before. I'm not going to use the night shift to listen to some brand new tracks. It doesn't work that way. You know what I mean? So it's a lot of stuff I'll just have on it. Like you said, like having DJ Chappelle on the background. Like I'd have like Unplugged New York the odd time just because it's quiet enough to stick it on the background. I'm not going to fucking Motorhead on like 3 a.m. You know what I mean? Like that's for reserved for when I'm in the house. You know what I mean? Like I'm be sitting there listening to that shit at work.
Just get the edge about it.
Usually, I mean, like it's a good way to start off your morning with a few Motorhead tracks, like get you going, get the coffee in you, and then you're ready to go to work. Like it's pretty good. You're not going to be listening to again. Would you listen to Sound of Silence first thing in the morning, getting ready for work?
No, it's like a Sepultura, Slayer or something. Rain and blows the alarm clock. I was like, fuck, get him up now.
Oh man, my alarm clock for a while there was Feliz Navidad, just to wake me up, just something nice to hear in the morning. But because then the worst thing is that tune gets stuck in my head all fucking day. So every so often, just like to myself, nod, and it's just like, I need to focus a wee bit more on work.
No, that's it. Just listen to Spotify, like load of songs, and then just listen to it. And then every now and then it'll like, oh, you might like this one.
Yeah, you're shifting through all these like fucking playlists of things. Actually, Donal, who does a lot of the podcast stuff with us as well, was on to me about a few new bands, and it's you go through some of them. I'll make the effort to go if a new band is given to me, I'll go through as many of the albums as I can, rather than just judging 1 or 2 tracks. I'll try and go through as many albums as I can. But man, after a while, you start off with one band, and then like you're 4 hours later on Spotify, and you've listened to about 16 different fucking albums or artists at that point. And it's just like, what the fuck have I done my evening? Like, I've just heard nothing but like stoner rock music or death metal or something just to kind of pass the time. Like, is there anyone in particular you've picked up on last while from it?
Yeah, it was. I think I'd liked a couple of Metallica songs, and then they were like, "Oh, here you might like a Sabaton." And I was like, "Oh, give this a go!" And
Basically, you get a history lesson in World War II at the same time. Fuck's sakes.
definitely like all generals' names and tanks and fucking unreal.
They're good, but I remember I thought it was a The Rise of Evil album. I was just like, it's. Do you know what the thing is about that band? As cool as some of the riffs sound, I don't know anyone that has the balls to sit there and play that shit out full whack or even in their car. No one's gonna be listening to them having a history lesson when you're driving around the fucking town. Like, I
Oh,
mean,
fuck
the
it.
amount of time Hitler was referred to as well. So like, I'm not having that shit on full whack in the house.
Well, it wouldn't be a full whack. Like, listening in the car all the
Man, I listen to enough raw shit in the car anyway. Like fucking Throws of Rejection by Pantera on full whack in traffic is not a good one to be sitting there with the car shaking.
Oh, yeah. Oh, but that's I know I'd be listening to like that and then next songs like
Bonnie
Looking for
Tyler.
Love.
Because man, I couldn't believe how psyched you were about me giving you that record, the Robin
Oh,
Hood.
oh, it's so good. I listen to it all the time.
It was you getting on the defensive. You were like, no man, there's a really good solo. You have to listen to the solo. I'm like,
There is halfway through.
but I've said that before about that wet 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 tune. There's a solo in it, and you don't expect it. It's like, what the fuck? It's odd, like. But yeah, I don't even know how I came across how I had that album. It must have been from getting a record fair or something at uni. You must have just picked up some random things like, oh, I know that song, so I'll buy it in a record before you start
Yeah.
picking up things you actually want. But yeah, you were well chuffed. I was like, oh my god. Like I was actually going to throw it out, and I was like, I'll chance to see if you wanted it. You took it in like a newborn child.
Oh, that's it. Like, looking after it and everything. Getting up in the middle of the night to make sure it's okay.
I know. Like by now, you're bound to have things like the Dirty Dancing soundtrack, and if not, it's bound to be on your list.
I have the single
Six
from
six different versions of it.
I have the single, yeah, Time of Your Life.
Oh my god. You know
And
what?
then
Fair play to you. Everyone needs a good guilty pleasure. Like
oh, that's not a guilty pleasure. Like I
I was
say,
just about to say for you, no. This is my life, Connor. This is not a guilty pleasure. Like Bonnie Taylor for life tattoo and everything on. Like
time after time. But
just cross the chest. It's like that's your mantra.
Cindy Lauper.
Like well, there you go. There's the test. For fuck's sakes. Is there any random ones, any random fucking records you still need to get for your list? Because fair play, man. Whenever it came down last time when the stack came out, fucking
Oh
well
yeah,
done.
fucking. Um, I
But I know
don't know.
one that's definitely on your list because it's on my list as well. Is getting the OG copy of Ride Lightning. That's definitely on everyone's list at this point.
Yeah, definitely, right? Like Master Puppets. I don't know, kind of maybe Rush, maybe something Rush, or I just sort of buy random eighties bands like.
Moving Pictures is good by Rush on record. I've actually borrowed my dad's version of it at the minute because I wanted to get it, but he was kind of like, try it out here, almost like first or whatever. Like, or you can. I think he's trying to save me a few quid. Like, don't buy it yet. You can borrow mine. I'm like,
Yeah.
one thing borrowing it, but I want to have it anyway to have me because the camera eye of Moving Pictures is really good. So I love sticking it on in the night shift and everything. So
Yeah,
I'm not
it's
going to
got
play it.
Limelight on it, doesn't it?
Yeah, and Tom Sawyer and everything. So it's got some of the classics anyway, but it's a good album to have. As I said, it's a good album to have on the background as well when you eventually get used to it. But I've been going through my list the last wee while and trying to revise it because there's some albums where I was just like I wanted say No More Tears on record. Now realistically, I love that album, but when you get to an album that's from like 1990 and you're trying to get a copy of it in vinyl, it's very awkward to get a copy of it. And I've seen copies that going for like a couple $100 and everything. I'm just like, no, I'll that shit off my list for now completely and just stick to albums that are actually like feasible to get. Like
Maybe in 10 years' time, get it.
I'm gonna have to kill a man to get this fucking album. You know what I mean? Like it's like shit. Like put it this way, album. That's the other thing. Learning about some of these albums. Some of those albums do not just land on your lap. They're not going to be at some wee record fair. It's going to be someone that's going to be selling it privately. Like I'm just going to like, I can't rely on that. I can't trust someone to send me a record all the way over like that.
I don't know. You never know. I bought a load on Amazon. Like I got a Van Halen one for like £3 on Amazon, and it was
I
immaculate.
I got the Megadeth one, the one that you have as well. So far, so good. So what? I got it sent over from someone in France. It was actually funny the way it came wrapped up. It was wrapped up in like their version of Lidl's brochure, and then it was like parcel wrap. So I was like, "What the fuck is it?" Like you can see all the cheap wine and all this kind of stuff on
Okay.
this. It's like fair enough, lads. But um, that's always been the dodgy thing is trying to order them online because some stuff I've ordered just comes through the letterbox basis. Like so, I was kind of worried about the records, but the records seem to be coming through all right. Like.
Yeah, I did get a record that was broken in the post before. Like I was fucking hell, but I didn't. Oh, it was like a fiver or something. So I wasn't
I've
gonna contact the seller. Like here, this is broke.
I've only had one that's been broken, and that was my own fault because I got it from. There's actually a guy who used to work with me at Hal Performance. He bought a shitload of records. That's probably where the Robin Hood one came from, to be fair. He had loads of boxes of records, and he asked me to come up to try and cherry pick ones that he said would make money so he could sell them and all that. And then the rest he was just going to send off to corporate sales. But he also let me to see certain ones and offer them. Like so, I picked up some random Prince ones for Decky and everything, the Batman soundtracks and shit, and
Oh
uh,
yeah,
fuck, I remember getting a load of singles because they obviously came from like record stations and people that had jukeboxes. So there was loads of singles. So I got things like Eric Clapton, Cocaine and everything. And there was one that I got Carry On My Wayward Son by Kansas. By the time it came home, that it cracked. So it's the only one that's still broken and it pisses me off because it's such a candy single to stick on it every so often. Like, it's a fucking tune. But I don't want to, I don't want to have to buy the Kansas album for one tune
yeah,
because to me that defeats the purpose. I'm not trying to buy a load of albums just because they're well known. Like Hotel California, I won't buy the album because I only like two or three songs off the album. So, but I bought the Hotel California single.
yeah. And
So
that's what I was listening to, and I was listening to Gypsy King's version of it, and then some of their other songs, and then I
I
was like,
know Gypsy
oh,
King. Wait.
this would be like a random vinyl to have, like.
Well, the Gypsy Kings album, Gypsy Kings, has like Bam Maria and Babaleo and everything on it. So it's got most of the tracks that you'd know as well
Yeah,
on it. And I have that fucking Bombaleo fucking single and this random remix on it because I couldn't find the album because it's a very hard album to get a hold of. There's some albums by like even Cool in the Gang and fucking. I'm trying to get some random fucking albums I want to listen to as well, especially some like old funk ones are great crack to listen to, but it's hard to fucking find them. See most of the record fairs you go to, there's a lot of albums that like, yeah, that dude's got that too. He's got 6 of those copies, and
oh
you'll
yeah.
see like you'll see a lot of ACDC and fucking
We were down in Belfast, and it was the same ones, and he's like, oh, I've already looked in this bin, like, what the fuck?
But you have to remember, like, say, like Dire Straits albums and stuff, they sold millions
Yeah,
of those records. So those records are out there. Those are the ones you're going to pick up for pretty cheap. Whereas if you're trying to find, like, as I say, like Right Light and everything, millions were sold. No one wants to sell them. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, who really?
Give him brothers, Dire Straits one,
Yeah.
and the live album,
Oh,
great
you've the
version.
iPhone as well. Yeah. Because I've got brothers in arms as well. Because I've rearranged the room, so I'm staring at them right here at the minute. They're looking off, but I need to do the other discipline that you have. I need to order the dust covers for every one of them just to keep them
Oh
all
yeah,
safe. Yeah.
they're pretty cheap, like.
Oh man, it is cheap, but it's one of those things where it's like, right, pay for them now. It'll be like 3 weeks before they arrive, and then just like,
That'll give you something to do in 3 weeks' time.
oh, so now I'll just sit there and wait for these fucking plastic covers right in the post. That's one thing though. I thought I'd spend more money by being at home, having more time to sit in the shop, but like, yeah, I've ordered a few bits of equipment for the camera and for the studio and all here, but they were going to be ordered anyway because it didn't an inventory of my equipment recently. So that's all stuff I want to improve anyway. But yeah, I thought I was going to order a few records or a few books and stuff last wee while just to keep myself amused, but I haven't really.
But that's today. I was looking at it, backdrops.
Mm.
You just do some photography in the house or something. Even when this is over, like you do portraits or something.
Yeah, I think that's the thing as well. Is to give yourself something to do now that you're also going to be doing whenever this bows down because like as much as people are doing like say jigsaws or random things to keep yourself amused in it, that's all fine and well. I think. I mean, if that's what keeps you going, that's what keeps you going. But I'd rather focus on something that I'm going to be doing after this You know what I mean? Like, I mean, it's just I think that's the only way for me to pass time, because I mean, if I spend all my time the next wee while focusing on something that I'm not going to be doing afterwards, as in just keep myself busy watching a couple of films and stuff every day for the next couple of weeks, and say 2 weeks from now I'm told to go back to work, like that's 2 weeks wasted time completely.
Yeah, that's it. Make the most of the time you have off, like through wee projects.
Yeah, just think of it. I mean, like, it's almost like getting 2 weeks off before around Christmas time. You're not going out, you're not spending any money. So what do you do when you're sitting in the house? You make use of time. Like, I mean, there's only again, I say, like, I mean, I'm keeping myself well enough. Sure, I said to you earlier, I got bored and took the door off that cupboard and all this shit. It's just like, that's when I start getting dangerous. When I started looking around, going like, right, I need to fix something. I need to. I did that with the guitar. But to be fair, I did that with the guitars on like the first week. Got all the soldering kits out, got everything cleaned up, new strings, the whole lot, got the action sorted out on them, tidied up, ready to go, played them for a few days and everything. I thought this was going to take me a few days to get everything done. Man, it was like one evening. it was like assembly line, next one, and then I found one. To be fair, I found one downstairs a week ago that we'd forgotten about, because some of these guitars just lay around the house. We kind of find them again. It's like, oh yeah, there's a fucking Les Paul copy here. Let's fuck about with. So I'm basically running out of things to fix in the house. I'm going to start taking shit apart out of intrigue. So maybe that should be the next fucking
what's inside this?
I used to do that.
DVDs, fucking players apart and all.
Well, the tape deck on that stereo at the minute needs a good looking at, so I might just take the whole thing apart to see how everything works. But again, that's only if I get really fucking bored. You know what I mean? That's the I tried to guilt myself recently, because I've got the whiteboard that I put all my calendar stuff and everything on it and all the shit I have to do. And for a few days I was being a bit pessimistic, so literally said the words fuck all on it.
Oh, right.
So every time I was like, right, what I need to do here says fuck all. I was like, okay, nothing to do. It's just like,
oh yeah, that's bad.
Yeah, I thought it was a joke for myself, but for a few days that turned into my excuse. It was just like, what am I doing? Fuck all. All right, okay, I'll do fuck all.
Yeah, get downward spiral.
Oh man, it's getting that bad. But I mean, like, I think it's just as well because I've got more interest the last year or so. So it's just like, right, okay, I could spend this entire time just actually doing some like script writing and development if I wanted to. Like, I mean, I have the time to do that, but that's something that takes up so much of your time and energy to devote myself to that. And to be honest, like, I don't think I want to go down that route at the minute, because I would miss out on doing more things in the house, and I definitely would spend more time awake at night by doing that attitude. So I think just in the meantime, if just kill some time with some random wee projects and do around the house and finish off some more of those workout things as well. Oh, I have to say that fucking plank video, it fucking killed me. Fucking hell.
Oh fuck. I did
into the human panini machine at one point. I just felt fucking wrecked.
I did it was a 30-minute ab exercise. Like, it took me 45 minutes to do it. I was like, Jesus.
To get the courage to press play. It's just like,
near dead, but
oh no, it's interesting though in the house at the minute, because there seems to be different workouts from each person at different times. So it's almost like past each other going to the fucking locker rooms and stuff. I was like, what's crack? So there's like that element in the morning, everyone seems to be busier and everything, and then by evening time it's like shutdown time in here, like.
Yeah, no, that's it. It could be a good habit to pick up, like exercising like daily, like, you know, you get into the routine.
True, it's just like, because I had more outlets whenever we were able to get out and cycle the last few while and stuff, but once that's knocked in the head, you're kind of like, right, switch it up and do more of these kind of things, because even to anyone else thinking, right, okay, spend all this time going out taking photos, you're still climbing a shitload of hills to get up to get these shots, so it's not exactly a simple enough fucking task either, like. So
sometimes you're chasing the light, like, as well.
Yeah, I miss that kind of stuff. Like, see, that's the difference of this. Like, sitting at home and having the leisurely approach to photography kind of puts me off sometimes. But having that, like, as you said, chasing the light and everything as well is always more interesting. Actually, trying to get out somewhere and get home and not dawdle about too much with it, like.
Yeah, no, that's it. Like, I've a couple of lenses I want to use, and these filters and.
You got the 50-50 and all, didn't you?
I got a 35.
That's what it was.
Was it a 50? I can't remember. I haven't even got to use it.
I know, that's what I'm saying. All this stuff happening, and you were just like, no.
Yeah, it's just like, I can't use it.
I know, because I was about to. There's actually a couple of different things I was going to put money down for recently, and one of them was looking for another car. I'm so fucking glad I didn't do that.
I know I put 50 car, and I have about also haven't put anything.
I know, it's fucking man. It's like once every 2 weeks now I'm filling up the car, or not even filling up. You just putting the fucking few quid's worth in. It's ridiculous. Like,
No, that's it. It's just working home and down to town once a week now. And
are you actually working? Are you going to be at any stage working from home itself, like, or?
no, I'll never be able to work from home. Unfortunately.
No. Fuck's sakes, boy. So what? It's
Fuck me. I've been working from home. I probably wouldn't get out of bed.
no, I know. Man, I'd be late every day for work if I was working from home. You know what I mean? Fair play to anyone that is working from home and has the discipline to get up and sit there and get everything done, and from every other distraction. I'd say that must be a fucking nightmare, and I do honestly fucking feel bad for anyone like it.
Yeah, that's it. No, just like, sending emails to people that are working at home and you're getting replies pretty quick, and you're like, fuck, I don't know if I'd be replying that quickly. I'd be fucking watching TV or something.
I know, because before we get sent home ourselves here, there was a couple of other offices that were working from home. When I rang them, and you can hear the kids going fucking ape shit in the background and everything as well, and just like, oh my god, my
No, you don't need that. No.
no. I give one other benefit actually of this year last. Well, in the 3 weeks being off here, I haven't had the cigarettes, so it's been that's actually here. You see, when you've got time to sit away from everyone, it's the perfect time to give up smoking because you're not wrecking anyone's head being that fucking pissed off all the time. So that's been a fucking good one. So the test is going back into work because sometimes you just have a bit of time, you can go out for a quick smoke or something, or it's just a bit of socializing and working as well. Like, so without having that, it's going to be a bit odd. Like, so I'm gonna have to find something else to do, like go for another cup of tea or something and work. Like,
A cup of coffee will harm you.
I know, but there's only so much tea and coffee you can drink a day in work. Like, I don't know. It doesn't keep me going too often. Like, because man, I used to be fueled by it in work. Whereas now, last while, I'll have the one coffee in the morning, and that's me. Like,
Oh, in bed for 9 and all.
in bed for 9. No, man.
No coffee, but
Even if I'm working at 7 in the morning, I'm not in bed at 9 o'clock.
oh no, fucking it'd be 12 o'clock if you're lucky.
Yeah, 12 o'clock is like, okay, I'm pushing at this point if I'm working for 7.
Yeah.
And then 2:30 comes, I'm just like, right, I'm going to really have to get to bed now. Like, it's like
I don't know, I gotta turn those light on actually, fucking sitting in the dark. No. That's better.
do you know what it was? Because it was such a gradual decline of light, I just got used to it.
I never noticed it getting dark, like, you know, it's like from pitch black outside, when they'll have them.
I know, so I just got too used to it. Fucking hell. I didn't even cop on, but I can fairly see your sleeve now, the tattoos.
Oh, yeah. Have to finish that off. It's a wee project. No, saving a fortune now. Actually, fucking can't go anywhere or do anything like so.
I've actually been thinking myself, you're going like, everyone's going to be booking holidays and all this shit as soon as it's over with. I'm like, I'm not doing that. I'm booking a tattoo.
Yeah.
I haven't a tattoo in like the last 4 or 5 years, maybe. When was the last one? Yeah, actually about 4 or 5 years ago. So, just take money out of the money I was going to have for the car and all that other kind of shit if I wanted to. Like, so, and definitely that place went up to Donegal with the yurts and stuff. I'll be booking like 2 or 3 days up there again because
That's class. Yeah.
oh man, it was just perfect getaway spot, and it's in the arse end of nowhere in Donegal, like, so it's perfect. So
Oh, that's brilliant. Like, it's definitely like you go to like sleeve leagues up there.
yeah,
They're the highest cliffs in Europe. But like nobody talks about it. It's all like, oh fucking
oh hush hush, just for the locals.
Cliffs of Moher. Everybody talks about them. Like,
I only know of them because of Father Ted. That's the only reason I know of them. And then fucking Sure, fucking, you were talking about going like you've been Giants Causeway. I lived there for about 5 years. Never once went to Giants Causeway or the rope ladder, or not rope ladder, the rope bridge, or
Oh yeah.
Dunluce Castle. No, no, wait. I think no. I went. I think I went to Dunluce once because of Barry's Amusement and everything up in Portrush. But that was about it.
Well, that was the first time I was ever at the Giants Causeway. Like, and then I got there and I was like,
Is that
oh
it?
yeah. It's like,
Yeah.
oh. Yeah.
I know. I just think. I don't think. Do you know what it is? I don't think I'd appreciate it. I think when I go there, I'd be kind of just like, "Is this it?"
Yeah.
It's like, and it seems to be. It's one of those places where it's like you're just going to see one thing. It's not like there's some. Is there anything else in the area to do?
Well, that Calgary rope bridge is like 20 minutes down the road, and then that Dunluce Castle. They're all you could go on one road trip, like just going around the coast. That's what me and our fella did.
Right. But besides the like hot spots, like is there anything else like around the area? Like is there any forest tracks or
There probably is. Like we never really looked.
you're not really selling me here on the fucking causeway whatsoever.
We went to that Masudden temple. It's like beside the strand.
Oh yes, yes.
It was. I don't know. We went and we were like, oh yeah, you see
Is that
pictures
up,
of it. It looks great, and then you go to it and you're like, oh,
is that up beside Benone Beach, isn't it?
I'm not sure what the name of it is.
Yeah,
It's just
I think that's the one. The wee temple build.
yeah. It's the Mirang temple.
Yeah, it's just overlooking that cliff area. Yeah, that's up by Benone. It's that stretch of beach is fucking brilliant up there.
Yeah, but that's we even up to that like, and it was a great day out, like class weather and everything. Like,
Would you go again?
I'll definitely go again. We'll probably like I'll probably stay for like sunset or something. Like you get some great pictures.
You and Kevin holding hands, watching the sun go down. Good pros, like.
Oh, that's it. Like, you know,
Fuck.
it
No,
was
I,
a, it was a 2 hours in the road. Like,
I know it's not too far off for going out for the day and back again, which is good. Like, but I mean, for me at the minute, I'd love to go out a few more places, especially around Donegal and everything as well. We just go out for a few days, travel about. Because for me as well, like once it's only up the road and stuff, I'm kind of just like, if it's that close, like what's the point spending the whole day out around? So, like, I think I'd rather spend the whole day wandering around somewhere in Donegal than wandering around the Giants Causeway direction, where there's guaranteed to be tons of people. Like,
oh fuck, there was bus loads of people, a massive car park, and it was you're trying to get a picture without anybody in the picture.
yeah, I think for me, it's like find me somewhere that's really nice to look at where no one else is. I'm fucking
Oh,
there.
yeah.
I'm first in line. That's why I like find those wee fucking. I don't know if I took you out the woods out in Bally and the Lac out in Camla. I don't find the wee tiny wee spaces just so no one else is guaranteed to be fucking there. It's perfect because you're not rushed, especially if we're going out with the cameras and everything. I'd like say for example when we went out towards the other side of Clockmore Stone last time, like that wee lookout area. You're basically waiting for the other couples to finish so you can set up a camera and take some photos. You know what I mean?
That's
I
right.
hate that. So, because you're either getting people giving you dirty looks because you're setting up camera gear, or you get people that are hanging around staring at you, or you get the people who want to try and jump in front of you taking photos. I'm just like,
Yeah.
so.
Or you're standing there with the camera and they're like, oh, here, can you take a picture of me? They're like, no.
Yeah, I love doing that. I love anytime anyone asks me to take a photo for them, like, I always make sure it's out of focus, and then there you go. They're not getting a free photo off me in focus. Not a chance.
That's it. Know your worth.
Or put your thumb over, just something. You know what I mean? I know your worth. Oh, fucking hell, boy. It was, I tell you what, another saving grace. There was a few people that I got asked to do some photography stuff for, some like Christians and everything, and I'm so glad I don't have to do that now. I'm so glad.
Oh,
Like, there was no deposits or anything out there, so I don't have to worry about that kind of crack. But it's just like, oh my God. Like, because you know the crack. Anyone that has a camera, you're the fucking family photographer, or it wasn't actually a family member asked me, by the way, for the Christmas stuff. It was someone else, but it's that kind of thing. Like Connor's got a camera, ask Connor to do it. It's like,
yeah.
no, I hate that shit.
Somewhere you don't have a camera, somebody's handing you the phone. Here, take a picture of me.
But we'll be busting though as soon. Whenever this is grand, I just hope for next. Well, next season of the hockey will be back on, like, without a shout after Christmas and all, like, so. But that's a long wait now. But for things like that, for gigs and stuff, it's going to be a bit odd waiting for that to calm down again, like, so. Beyond a couple of days out here and there and stuff, like, I actually need something to do properly whenever this is all besides work, obviously, like, I need something else as well, get out and about to do again, like, so record fairs and shit, as soon as they start coming back again, I'll be up for that shit again.
Yeah, definitely, man, definitely.
Oh, it's fucking. And as well, like, getting more podcasts and stuff with the lads involved as well here.
Yeah.
Because they're interested in getting the crack on you as well for a few of these review ones, because we did some review videos there. One of the one we did last night was stuck on this film. The film came free with the DVD player I got fucking years ago, and me, Deck, you know, I'd loved it growing up. It was just shit. So we got the lads to watch it last night. It's called Primal Species, and it's fucking naff as hell. Like, so we've done like a commentary track for it. So I'm gonna be put that up soon. And the film's on YouTube as well, so you can watch it at the same time with the commentary track over it. It's just fucking ridiculous. So there'll be plenty more things they got if you're interested in doing shit like that with us as well. So plenty of it.
Definitely.
It's fucking random. But also the gaming session, because they've been doing a lot of gaming shit as well, and I'm trying to get the emulator stuff downloaded onto like the laptops and stuff at the minute as well, just to play some old fucking NES games and Sega stuff. And I know the lads have all the shit, but for me to have some of the stuff here as well, it's pretty handy. And just whatever way you want to try and get involved as well down the line, man, more than happy to help you out.
And whatever, man, like, you know, it's handy here, just on the Skype, you can get everyone on, like.
Oh, it is. It gets busy. See when there's fucking 4 or 5 of us on as well sometimes, but oh man, it's basically the loudest person wins.
Just everybody talking at the same time.
Do you know what? When we're all in person, we get that more. We talk over each other more. But I think we know that because there is a wee lag and stuff as well, you try not to talk over each other, but it happens. But in person, fucking hell, God help me.
And then you've other, like, 2 different conversations going on at the same time and everything and all.
Well, that's what I'm trying to sort out with the next podcast, because the idea of using here is having at least 3 cameras set up. So while we're sitting here recording, I'll be able to cut between different angles, so nothing's being missed, because we do talk over each other. So it means people will be able to see who the fuck is talking. Because as much as we enjoy doing the audio version of the podcast, the video way of doing it is far more fun.
Oh yeah.
It's just more tedious with setting up everything in here and having the video edit after the fact. But to be honest, I'd rather do it this way, take the time and do shit that's going to be more interesting for me to rewatch anyway. Because if I don't want to watch it, fuck, I'm not sticking it up then. You know what I mean? Like, if I don't like it, it's not going up. You know what I mean? That's only rarely happened, and it's only been for extreme measures where maybe the quality wasn't as good rather than the content. Because that's our biggest thing with us. As much as people think we really are laid back with a lot of stuff, our biggest thing is we don't care what people think about the content, what we're talking about. But at the end of the day, we do as much as we can to make sure that the quality of it's going up. Like the audio is as clear as possible, the video as well. So, oh man, most of it is just what happens when you get 4 people who've known each other for 20 years and talk shite together in one room. So that's it. Man, it's every group chat is the same kind of stuff. Like, so I think the more some other people might get involved in this kind of stuff, the better, because a lot of people around here especially have the same kind of humor, the same kind of experiences, and all know each other as well.
No, like, I would know JP and all to see, like, I would talk to him if I seen him, like.
Oh, but put it this way, once you get properly talking to him, you'll never it won't be
never want to see him again.
No, definitely not. Just mean like you'll be enriched.
Oh, yeah.
I have to put JP over in every podcast, no matter what. Fuck's sake. But fair play to him. He's the same of all of us, actually. Before anytime we do projects, whether it's together or like Decky be doing a lot of the streaming and stuff as well, we still put each other over for what we're doing. So definitely as well, anything that Decky puts up with his streaming is always a bit of fun, because people like myself coming on for the gaming sessions, like, you should have seen the state of me trying to do Red Dead at the start. I had no fucking clue what was going on. GTA was just as bad. Like, they were doing all these like heists, and going on rampage fucking things at night and everything, and they're running around with machine guns and fucking private jets and everything. I had a fucking nightstick. I had one pistol with like 9 bullets. Me in the middle of all this madness. So it's interesting enough how they actually do it, because I can be a bit ignorant when it comes towards gaming at times, because I don't like the aspect that it takes so much of your time away from you. But then again, I'm just as bad. I'm just as guilty because it happens so fucking quick.
I got that Red Dead 2, and then you can't put it on for 20 minutes.
No,
It's
definitely
like
not.
3 hours at least.
Well, to be fair, until I learned how to fast travel in the game, most of the shit was like galloping the whole way from one end of the map to the other, and it's just like, what the? And then the same thing as well, like I had one gun. I still haven't got a tent or anywhere to sleep in the game yet. But it's actually a bit of crack with the lads on it. Are you on PS4 for it?
No, I have Xbox.
Ah, you've missed out, boy. It's like, I doubt the lads are all going to go out and get an Xbox now to join you.
Oh, no. I have a PS as well. Like, I don't use it. Like, as an Xbox, I don't really use it. I just watch fucking Netflix on it.
See, I was actually going to buy a PS4 just for all that, but because I can't plug in the speakers into it, that's why I'm just like, no, that's the only fault with it. It does everything else I needed to do, but it just won't let me play the fucking speakers through it. So that's me paying the hole. So, but yeah, fuck. Again, once I start finding things to do, that's where my mind starts to wander. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I was thinking of this time off. I'm gonna lift the guitar and I'm gonna start playing it again. And it's like, I haven't lifted it once.
I'm going to learn a new language. I'm going to do this. Just like, I'm going to better myself and just.
I'm gonna learn how to speak English, folks.
I'm gonna work all that. I'm gonna work on me stuff. I'm just like I'm being realistic. It's just like, no,
Like, no, I'm perfect already. I don't have to work on myself.
no, I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding myself or anything else. I'm just like, no, I'm just, man, winging it. That's all I'm doing at this point.
Oh no, definitely. Like, it's just like, just wait till this is over.
Wait till all this blows over. It'd be interesting though, because like in the next couple of weeks, we could do some more sessions with the lads and stuff as well in these podcasts. So it'd just be interesting to see like how far like I've like regressed in the next couple of weeks, or fucking I don't know. I mean, like maybe if I start doing like painting my numbers or something in the next couple of weeks, I don't know. I'll have something to show. That's maybe what I need to. My only goal for this whole thing is to actually have something to show for it by the end of it. So
fix planes.
Perfect planes.
Yeah.
We Spitfires and stuff. I just make them and just like tie them to the walls and the ceilings. Shit. Fuck, you never got to see my neighbour that I had in one point at the flat. Oh my god. Every square, I'll get your photos and send to you for proof, because most people don't believe this shit. But every square inch of his flat, he had like knives on the walls and different like Zulu masks and all these different ornaments. Every square inch of the walls were covered in shelving units. But the ceilings in every room, even the bathroom, it was fucking weird, had Airfix models and plastic planes and helicopters, and the bathroom was covered in seashells that were glued. So like, I mean, every square inch of the flat, he had covered the walls and everything in different ornaments and matching. He had no chairs in the living room. He had one big beanbag chair, and the fish tank was bigger than the TV. It was just this mad fucking. This was my neighbor.
Yeah.
For about a year. I remember day 1 or 2, he brought me in to look at it. I think he brought me in to kind of like freak me out, no, so I'd like move out or something. I just look and goes, I goes, yeah, it's very odd. I think he used the word peculiar to him. He goes, what do you think? And I goes, quite peculiar. Just like, it's just odd. But it's just like, I don't know. I think once I saw that, I goes, right, this dude is clearly fucked up in the head. But he's well organized. Like, he's thought this shit out every square inch. He's worked out every single thing he could do with his space.
Yeah. This is impressive. Like.
Yeah, but then I'm also going like, this guy has a lot to lose by being a psycho. You know what I mean? Like, he'll be the first one to go like, he's done it. You know what I mean? Like, he'd be targeted first. So I'm just like, so after seeing the madness, I think I got really actually like, right, I'm not going to get killed by this dude. You know what I mean? Like, it's too obvious that he'd be like the guy to do it. Yeah, so all that rambling there, that's anytime anyone mentions like Airfix models, I just think of this dude now. I'm just like his whole fucking
flashbacks.
Oh, damn flashbacks. It's bad enough getting flashbacks at flat anyway, because that flat, like you've been in our house, my kitchen was the same size as that flat. the living room and the kitchen was the same room, and I'd be watching TV and you hear the tap going and stuff. You're just like, or the fridge would make a noise or something, or someone would flush the toilet 3 floors up, and then by the time it trickles down, like my sink would just go and just freak the fuck out of it. But I didn't mind it though. I would tell you what, I wouldn't like to be there right now and have to be self-quarantined because he's sitting in a space that small. Fuck that.
Just like in prison.
Yeah, man. I actually worked out there was only 3 ways I could put the sofa in that room that was feasible. So I'm just like, after a while, after a couple of months, there wasn't much you could do with the space. So it was getting a wee bit erratic. So I had to that's where I spent more time out in the woods than I did in the flat. I was just like, I need to get out. It's just like, fuck this.
Just walk around the front shore and all.
Yeah, and I think the worst thing about that is that rent in there was a lot dearer than, well, it was fucking far dearer than what I'm paying here. It was far dearer than a lot of other places I've had where I thought were bad houses. And I'm just like, holy fuck, this is ridiculous what you're paying for. Like, God help the landlord, because whenever I went to view the place, the whole room, it looked like, like a parents that have the house decorated for the baby coming and they think it's a girl and a boy turns up. Yeah, it was that kind of thing. Like the duvet was floral, the toilet seat was floral, all the towels, everything around the house were pink, and like she really wanted a girl to move in that flat, and I turned up. I think I was one of the only people who turned up, and she was like, "Right, have it." It's like, oh, I took a full day like manning up that place. Like everything was changed. Just like, nope, posters up, random shit. Oh, fuck that. See, you've done it right. You've moved in. You've made your place like your own at the minute. Like, I mean, it's far better. Like,
as a work in progress, you know.
I know, because every time I come in now, there's different wee changes. Like, there might not be big changes for you, but for like, I didn't notice the big fucking the big Doctor Evil kind of chair that you have in the living room is cool. The big swivel chair. It's fucking class looking, boy. But I'm sitting there going like, that man is sprawled out on it, boy.
No, that's it. Have to treat yourself, you know.
I don't know. Well, fuck here. Before I round off here, actually, have you seen, because I think I alluded to it at the start there, have you seen that Tiger King show yet?
Oh, fuck, man. Yeah.
Oh, fucking hell.
You've seen all of it? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Like, she definitely killed her husband, like, 100%.
I know, I'm not a detective, but you're sitting there going like, it's like when I watched, did you see the second series of Making a Murderer?
Yeah.
Man, I'm sitting there going like, right, the fact that your man, right, because I'm segueing to Making a Murderer first because it's on my head here for a second. The fact that your man had your woman's diary that was in her car and a few other things, how the fuck that doesn't put your man in prison, I don't know. I've been frustrated about that fact for years. It's just like, how the fuck, like, I mean, her mate pretending that fucking she'd given her the diary and had blood found in his car and all this. It's just like, how the fuck? But Carol Baskins, how, like, yeah, I mean, like, she's done it.
When you play Joe Exotic all along, and it must be so easy on the shoes.
Man, do you know what it was? Right, as much as I enjoyed the show, right, I didn't see from like episode 3 or 4 onwards, the tone of it changed. It wasn't as farcical as the start of it was, because at the first episode or 2, you're just like, oh my god, he sings, and then oh my god, he's got this, and that dude doesn't have any fucking legs, and you're just, every episode is just, you're just, because you're trying to build this world that he's in at the minute. So you're just like,
loses everything and goes back to the next day and the next week even.
Yeah, but see when it starts getting to the point where he's trying to go for like to be president and everything and all this other shit. That's when the whole tone, I think, changed, because after a while I started feeling less sorry for the man and just being like, because after that I'm like, everything you do from here on out, everything he does from like episode 3 or 4 onward, I'm like, no man, you've done this to yourself. Just like, you have chose to like dedicate yourself to hating this woman flat out. Like,
you like lock him up like for his own good.
Oh man. Now I'll give him he's fucking charismatic, he's funny to watch, he's unique enough, like, I mean, but then again, like, he's not as odd as you think he is. Like, writing that shit down is odd, but you get very used to him and his manners very quickly though, which is odd. Did you ever see was it Real Genius or something? Evil Genius. The other show that's on Netflix about the pizza bomber.
Yes, with the thing around his neck. Yes, not.
That story is way more absurd and fucked up than the Tiger King thing is, by far. I think just the Tiger thing is just there's so many layers, and some of the characters are just fucking ridiculous. There's
a new show I seen that's like, it's about fucking people going to prison, they're innocent or something.
Oh, it actually popped up on Netflix the other day. Not real people. What do you call it? I can't remember, but it's popped up. Me one thing. I've added to the list, but
Innocent Files.
Innocent Files.
Yeah.
I was talking about, I thought it was Real Killers or something. That's the other one. There was one coming up there. The guys at death row doing the wee confession things. Each episode's a different guy. I started watching it, but
it's a bit morbid. Like,
what?
It's a bit morbid.
It's a bit morbid, but you know what? Do you know what's a weird thing? I can justify watching things about, say, Bundy or all those other guys, all the fucking mad lads, because there's a notoriety about them. Whereas I can't justify myself watching something about a random dude that's done it, that's on death row. Yeah. After a while, that sickens me. Whereas you're just like, I don't know. It's a strange way. Basically,
he's not famous. Like, it's not fair.
I know. I was just about to say he's not on their level. I'm not watching some dude only killed one person. You know what I mean? I'm just like,
he's all death. He's not a professional.
I know. He needs to get his numbers up. I'm not saying that because you know what I mean. It's just death is death at the end of the day and that kind of shit. Like, but again, I think some of those shows are very. I think what I'm getting at is maybe you're pulling these random dudes off death row. And it seems to be you're literally just sitting them down, they're telling us these stories, and the only people benefiting from it are us as viewers. The families aren't benefiting from it. It's not new information. It's all information from their trials that are already public knowledge. So all they're doing is going like, here's my side of that story. I'm just like, so the only person that really benefits from it is either us as a viewer or him to get shit off his chest. But none of it doesn't go anywhere. It's not mind-blowing information about a trial that was going on for weeks that everyone was entangled with, or I think that's maybe what it is.
It's just a really specific type of reality TV they're doing.
It is, yeah. And I guess as well, maybe it's a liar test. You're kind of watching it going like, are they only doing this because there's cameras on, or do they actually want to tell you something? I think maybe that's what it is, but I'm not that patient when it comes to fucking psychos, so I don't really want to be too invested in watching them. Like, but what was that one? The new files. What was that one? The files one.
The Innocent Files.
Innocent Files, yeah. So it's Netflix as well, isn't it?
Yeah, it's Netflix as well. Yeah. It looks interesting. Like.
Oh well, another one for the list because I definitely want to check out that the climbing one. Because it sounds like something that's come up. It sounds like something that's come up in that Rogan interview that I sent you through about those two mountain rescuers. I think they're talking about the same guy because it sounds very familiar, but if it's not, I'll still check it out.
I would say that them two guys in Rogan because it was like the first ever time the guy climbed it with no safety gear, and then it was the first ever time these two guys climbed a specific route that they took like 10 years to figure out themselves.
Are they American? The two lads?
Yeah.
See, that's what I need to think because it's bringing back a few glimpses from that episode, and again, even if it's not, it still sounds interesting enough, and because it's accessible, because it's up there to watch. Like you said, it's on Disney Plus, so isn't
it? No, one of the two guys is on Netflix.
Right. Okay.
And the one with the one guy is on Disney Plus.
Right. Okay. Well, I'll be able to check that out because I went through Disney Plus. Like I'm not just because there's a lot of films I like that just happen to be made by Disney, if you know what I mean. I'm not a big massive Disney fan, you know what I mean? But what I wanted to see out of it is something that they think they're still lacking in. They have some content that I'm interested in, but not enough of it. And what I mean by that is I was watching some of the stuff about the animators, like some of the documentaries about like early Pixar stuff and about Walt actually building the fucking park. Like, to be honest, that's the stuff I'd be invested in watching on Disney rather than here's every Disney film ever made, here's every cartoon ever made. I'm just going, lads, look.
Yeah, I've seen it all before.
Yeah.
They need to do content.
Yeah. For people like me, it's not much to just give me everything Disney's ever made. I'm like, right, that's grand, but I want to know. It's the same thing with like the WWE Network. That's grand. Like, yeah, I know I can go in and just watch Shamrock versus Shawn Michaels again or something from '96 if I want to. That's great to know that, but I want to see some extra shit, some documentaries or some fucking behind the scenes things. So I think Disney still has a lot to go to build this up at the minute. Like, fair enough, they've got a lot of shows to keep everyone interested, but if you get the time as well, check out some of those, especially the Pixar one. You'll actually really enjoy it.
I watched this film called Secretariat on Disney Plus.
Of course.
Yes, just filmed by the horse, right? So the only reason
Secretariat.
the only reason was because I watched BoJack Horseman.
Oh God!
It was from BoJack Horseman, and then there was a thing called Secretariat. There was this horse called Secretariat, and he was going to play Secretariat in a film.
Right.
And then I seen the film on Disney, and I watched it. Absolutely brilliant.
I only know of it because of one line from The Simpsons.
Yeah.
Where they're in New York, and Homer's trying to catch up on the Marge and the kids are on this like wee horse trail going through the Central Park, and Homer's catching up with them. And the dude doing the horse, he hits the whip and goes fucking run Secretariat. That's the only reason I know of that film, because of that line.
It was I never heard of it until it was in that cartoon, but in the film it goes and tells you it won all these awards and everything, and it was like the first ever or the first triple crown champion in so many years and everything. It was like really famous, like horse in the 80s or something.
So basically you're like building up your fucking horse knowledge at this point, like.
Yeah, I was watching it and I was like, oh, that was just something interesting. Like,
what's next up? Black Beauty and fucking Seabiscuit and fucking, what do you call that one? Into the West?
Fucking Ciaran Lennon or something.
Trying to think any other ones with big horses in them, or I can't really think too much. I'm surprised you do that many.
War Horse.
Oh God, I forgot about that. I never watched it though, but I'm aware of it. I know the crack. There's no happy end in that film.
Oh no, yes. World War One or something was on them.
Well, just thinking about Disney there, because what we're going to be doing here in the house tonight is we were flicking through films, trying to get watching something, and obviously the first thing we were doing was watching like the intro for like X-Men and Spider-Man and Gargoyles, just to listen to theme songs again.
Oh yes.
But found a film that Emmett forgot about. I love that. See when you find a film you forgot even existed. Heavyweights with Ben Stiller and Keenan and all's in it, but the fat camp with the kids.
No,
Do you ever see this shit grow up? Oh, it's such a random wee Disney film from years ago, where Keenan and all these other like obviously fat kids are this like fucking summer camp, and everything's going great for them, fucking loving life. Ben Stiller comes in as like the guy running the camp, and he's a pure fitness freak, and he's trying to get all these kids in shape and everything. It's fucking brilliant. It's fucking brilliant. All the contraband scenes and everything doing it. It's just a stupid film we used to watch years ago growing up. So we're going to be watching that now here shortly for tonight.
I might watch that myself. Fucking, it's good watching all them older films. Like a couple of weeks ago, I watched the three Mighty Ducks films one after another, and you're like, oh, this is so cheesy. Like,
but I love the second one just because of the Iceland team. They should have won. They were fucking dude. They were in their 30s. They were not fucking kids. They were men.
Yeah.
Also, oh man, I said to you before, man. I thought that second Mighty Ducks film was like the Godfather 2 of fucking Mighty Ducks. It was fucking shit. Also, all them coming down the street together and rollerblades shouting quack and everything. It's so cringy. I'm like, imagine them going down Hill Street. You would hate them.
Oh yeah.
You wouldn't be mates with them. So I found myself watching and being more going like, do you know what? I hope the Iceland team wins. I just don't care about the Mighty Ducks at this point.
You just think it was a Mandela effect, like in Iceland actually did win.
In my heart, Iceland won that fucking film. But the second one's good because that's when they start getting all the other characters that bring up the team and stuff like. But I'll have to, if I want to rewatch them, I'll rewatch the third one because see all that shit with the first one, like at the end they do the clap and then there's like the glow between their fingers and typical Disney bullshit. You know what I mean? Like, give me the third one versus some drama.
Yeah. I watched them a couple of weeks ago. Then last weekend I watched all the Star Wars films.
Oh well, Kira had never seen them, so Em and Kira were watching them from like right. They watched the original trilogy, they watched the prequel trilogy, they watched Rogue One, and then I think they watched. No, have they even watched? I don't think they watched the new trilogy yet. They still have to watch it because I'm telling them at the minute, don't watch the new trilogy, just watch the Mandalorian now. Like watch some good shit. Don't even watch the new ones because the Mandalorian's brilliant, but they're insisting they want to watch the new three films first. I watched 15 minutes of the last film, the new one that's out. I gave up. I just like, I'm out. And I'm not a big massive Star Wars fan. Just as a film fan, I was fucking bored. 10 minutes in, I was like, there's spaceships coming out of the water. I'm out.
Yeah, I haven't seen that new one, but I heard a lot about it. It was pretty bad.
I just don't see any coherency in the story between the films at the minute. And I'm not trying to jump on the bandwagon. I know a lot of people ripple that comment for a lot of things. So I'm sitting there going like, it's just blatant. It's just obvious that, I mean, as a viewer, it's not very this trilogy, the new one, I don't think it's enjoyable to watch them. The sooner to get it over and done with, which they now have, the better. Because what the Mandalorian showed is that you want something in that vein, in that universe, but do we need to see fucking Han Solo at 80? Do I need to see fucking Luke at like 60 something? I don't give a fuck about. Let that story die. Give me some new shit that I'll watch. I mean,
I did watch that Solo. I thought it was pretty good. Like,
I have no interest. I don't like Han Solo. I'm not going to watch. I don't like Han Solo. I don't care. I like the random dudes that look like Nazis in uniforms. So give me a film with the random dude that just presses that button. Give me a whole film with him. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
that's all I need.
I watched them all, and because I watched them like from one.
Not a Nazi supporter, by the way. Just the uniform.
I watched them in the correct order, chronological order, and it was like, oh, this makes more sense and all. And then I don't know, maybe I just couldn't picture it or put it together in my head before.
Yeah.
Watched it, I was like, oh, that's what happened. Oh, that's why.
I haven't had any revelations last few while from watching them. I was more intrigued because there's some of the films I didn't want to watch. I say I got more annoyed whenever we watched them. They had a habit of falling asleep halfway through the films because we always stuck them on like half night at night.
Yeah.
So they fell asleep halfway through Return of Jedi. They rewatched it the next day. I didn't rewatch it again because I can't stand the first half of that film. It's so slow. And then, like, even during the pod racing scene, everything, they fell asleep. During the loudest scene in the film, we were out for the count. So I just sit and rewatch Jar Jar by myself. So I wasn't happy with that shit at all. Like,
that's pretty bad. The third one's the third one's actually really good.
Not the younglings.
Yeah, Revenge of the Sith.
I love that line. Not the younglings.
Oh, there's two lines when he goes on. Oh, you've done this yourself.
Yes.
When he says that, and then at the end he says like, "It's over. I've got the head."
There's a clip JP showed us with someone put that line into the Google Translate thing, and it's just the accent coming back is just so fucked up for that scene, but it's brilliant. Again, you've got all this kind of stuff to look forward to. Once you get in, you're going to get a load of random shit sent your way to get you up to speed. So don't you worry about it. It'd be like a wee welcome package of random shit.
That's it, definitely, man. But
this is like your interview stage right now. So it's like, oh, it's not that bad. Well, basically, whenever we get the next one up and going the next week or two, anyway, we'll get the lads on and we'll get a few bullet points written down because I've breezed over some of the stuff that I had in mind anyway to cover, but it's one of those things where traditionally with us anyway, we write down stuff to cover and then it's kind of just like
just a brief roll.
No, well, I mean, at this point, it's a good way to keep in touch anyway of ourselves, but I'm surprised again, like there's another 2 hour fucking clip there done because we're just being able to sit there and just talk to shit, like.
No, that's it, like, so, I don't know, get used to talking to people again, sitting here on my own.
I know, you feel like you're being punished sitting there on your own, like.
I know, just grounded now, like, for another 3 weeks.
It won't be that bad. Well, that's what I'm saying. In the meantime, we can all develop what content we want to do whenever we all get back together anyway. But in the meantime, there's plenty of these films that we can all sit down and watch as well together because what we're doing is we're on Skype and then we just all press play at the same time on YouTube and just watch the film together and talk shit. So If you're up for watching, well, man, you're more than welcome, and anyone else obviously that gets involved with our stuff as well is more than welcome to join in for those. And maybe eventually we'll get one going up online live as well. So at the same time as we're watching it, encourage other people to watch the film as well. Like, but because again, we're working with the limitations we have at the minute, so there'll be more of these kind of Skype sessions with ourselves as well to kind of get ourselves back in the swing of things, because you can't be rusty. But to be honest, most of our podcasts is just what everyone gets to see is just us talking shit.
Oh yeah, that's it. Like, you know, had to get the hair and makeup and all done earlier, you know, for going online.
Man, I just put the hat on and ready to go. That was it. That's all I needed to do. I just need to brush my floor earlier and tidy up and fucking put the hat on, and I was ready to go. Like, so it's the easiest setup for me in the world at the minute. Like, so we can organise another one for the foreseeable for any other films. So anything else that you're going to be watching for the next week or two, make sure you take a few notes, and I'll do the same for everything else we get going.
Oh yeah, definitely, man. And any like hidden gems you think of.
Well, put it this way, here's a suggestion for people, because here's a suggestion before we bounce there anyway. Some people, I think, whenever they come to these situations and everyone's stuck inside and they're watching films maybe they haven't seen in a while, or maybe they're trying to find something that they haven't watched before to put off for a while. I think maybe for the next podcast we could have a list of some odd choices, because there's some odd choices of films I'd watch that would be an idea for people that maybe are trying to expand on films that they're used to watching, or maybe you're a couple of weeks into this at the minute and you're a bit bored of some of the films and stuff you've already been watching. So for the next time we get together here next week or two, we'll have a list of some films for people to check out, maybe some obscure ones or some quirky fucking films, because everyone's going to sit there and watch Disney Plus. I think in the next week or two, everyone's going to have everything watched Netflix, on Prime, on fucking Disney Plus. So
Disney's out already, man. Like,
I know. So I think give ourselves some homework then for the next one. I was going to do a quick run through there, but just like, no, hold it off. So for the next one there, have a wee list ready for ourselves here, some quirky films to write down.
Oh yeah, definitely. Sounds good, man.
Some fucking homework. But just for sign off for yourself, let everyone know where they can find you here for your photos as well going forward.
Oh Jesus! Like, if you want to see my shit photos, just go to Instagram. That's Ciaran Lennon Photography.
Always the best at bigging yourself up, aren't you? If you want to see some lovely composed, well shot fucking shots of around Ireland, everyone loves a good fucking Ireland shot. Checking out gear and stuff, because
you have to lower the bar, lower the expectations. And when they look at it, they're like, "Fuck, these aren't shit. That's really good."
Man, it's one of those things when it comes to photographer pages, because sometimes if you don't like the image, you might like the area. So enough people would be interested in where you've photographed as well. So just remember that it's not always your photo; it's where you've taken the photo of. But Fert Fox, man, that's me signing off. It's been a fucking nice wee chat anyway.
No problem, man. Anytime.
Fert Fox, man, I'll give you a wee drop once it's uploaded as well.
Oh, that's it. Rewatch it.
Oh man, I'll be rewatch this. We're sitting down our kids to rewatch this shit when it comes in, because again, this is chronicling this as this goes on anyway. So a couple of weeks from now, we just see when it come on, man, everything's fucked. Just freaking out. Well, fair folks, pal. Well, here, that's the end of this recording anyway. Sure. Thanks very much. We'll catch you next time.
No worries, right, man. See you later.
See you later.